Hi there, folks, and I've got something a little different for you on the show today. I'm going to take you for a little tour of my Alfred Hitchcock collection. Now, I've been a big fan of his for a long time now, and recently I've been collecting as many of his films as I possibly can. And I'd like to say that I've got quite a good collection of them. I have maybe two-thirds or so out of the 50 or so movies he made. I'll just get started. I've got the Blu-ray edition of North by Northwest, which is an absolute classic, one of my favourites of his. Lifeboat, which is not one of his better known movies, but it's one that I'm a big fan of, and I'll do a review of that one soon on high definition Blu-ray. Now, this is a public domain DVD, so it doesn't have subtitles. It's the Hitchcock Collection, Volume 1. It includes several from his silent period: The Lodger, The Ring, Easy Virtue, The Farmer's Wife, The Manxman, Blackmail, Juno and the Paycock, which isn't one of his best-known films, and Murder. Alfred Hitchcock Collection Volume 2, which is also a public domain one, which doesn't include subtitles, unfortunately, and they haven't been digitally remastered, to my knowledge. They're quite crackly, but they're acceptable, because they are quite old films. This one includes Rich and Strange, Number 17, The Man Who Knew Too Much, the original version from 1934, Sabotage, Secret Agents, Young and Innocent, The Lady Vanishes, which is one of my favourite early Hitchcock films, and Jamaica Inn from 1939. We then go to his first American film, Rebecca, which was given to me by a friend of mine, Christy Lee Sellers of Victoria. I've got the 39 Steps, a public domain copy, which subsequently I replaced with a far superior Madman Films collection, 2-disc edition, the 39 Steps. Much better copy. Dial M for Murder in 3D, but I don't have 3D support on my PS3, so I just watch it on the 2D option. That's also a Blu-ray. Notorious, which is a 1946 thriller featuring Cary Grant and Ingrid Bergman, also on Blu-ray. It's American format, but it works on my Blu-ray player. I'm in Australia. Psycho on DVD, one of his best-known films. Janet Leigh, Anthony Perkins, Vera Miles. A collection of episodes of his TV serial, which he directed himself, Alfred Hitchcock Directs, featuring several of episodes from Alfred Hitchcock Presents. Vertigo on DVD, starring Jimmy Stewart and Kim Novak. The Birds, starring Tippi Hedren and Rod Taylor. North by Northwest on DVD, which, as you saw, I've replaced on Blu-ray recently. To Catch a Thief, starring Grace Kelly and Cary Grant, one of my favourite light-hearted Hitchcock films. Strangers on a Train, also a classic. Farley Granger and Robert Walker, who sadly died very young. Under Capricorn, which isn't one of his most fondly loved films. In fact, it's one of what many people call his worst. Ingrid Bergman, Joseph Cotton. And it's set in Australia, that film. I've got the beautiful Blu-ray box set of Alfred Hitchcock films. It doesn't include all of them because they're all on different labels, like different companies own them. So we'll never see a box set with all of them. So I had to collect some of them separately, as you saw. This box set is fantastic. It's available now in any good retailer. I got this one in JB Hi-Fi. Definitely pick this up. It's well worth the buy. It contains Saboteur, not to be confused with Sabotage, Shadow of a Doubt, Rope, Rear Window, The Trouble with Harry, The Man Who Knew Too Much, Vertigo, Psycho, The Birds, Marnie, Torn Curtain, Topaz, Frenzy, and Family Plot. Buy it. It's fantastic. So I have most of his films, as you can see, but there's still a few that I'm missing, which I'm trying to track down copies of. I haven't collected most of his TV series yet, but I really look forward to buying some more of those on DVD. I also have the non-Hitchcock film, but it's about him. I've got the film Hitchcock, starring Anthony Hopkins as Hitchcock. It's set during the making of Psycho, and it's well worth watching. It's a good film. I bought this book in a comic book store in Melbourne, Minotaur. It's a great store. The Art of Alfred Hitchcock. This is a really good book about his whole filmography. It's got a foreword by Princess Grace of Monaco. Definitely pick this up. It's a fantastic read. And this book was also got by my friend Christy. This is another book about his whole filmography. This is an original 1976 book, released shortly after the making of his film Family Plot, the films of Alfred Hitchcock. This one goes into detail about the making of all of his movies over his career, and also his television series too. And it was published shortly after Family Plot, and it hopes that he'll make another movie. But of course he didn't. He died shortly afterwards. But the book wasn't to know that. He looks quite creepy on the cover of this book. Look at that evil grin on his face there. Do you want to be in my movie, little pretty blonde girl? That's my Alfred Hitchcock collection, everyone. Have a great day, everybody. This is Adam Alton, signing out.